Are we up?
Yay, we're live.
Excellent.
Hi guys, I'm Alice. I'm joined by Duck again, and today we're talking all about the FaceTime bug that allows you to listen to someone's audio before they've answered the call.
Oh dear.
Duck, this news broke at the beginning of the week and we covered it on Naked Security.
We did.
But for those who haven't heard about it yet, can you just give us a quick reminder?
Very simply, here's how I think the bug works. I call you using FaceTime, your phone rings, and what you'd expect is that I can't hear or see you until you either answer the call or you decline it, and then I don't get to hear anything. But apparently, if, while the phone's ringing, I invite a third person to the call to turn it into a group chat, but I invite myself, there's a bug in the software that goes, hey, group call, but two of the people, all the participants are already here, and I get to hear what you're saying, even though you haven't answered the call yet. And apparently, even if you ultimately decline it. So I can't eavesdrop on you for hours and hours and hours, but it's certainly a serious bug. When you get a call and you haven't answered it yet, you do not expect the phone microphone to be live. So this is a serious bug, and Apple, as you can imagine, are scrambling to fix this as quickly as possible, although they haven't said when they think that fix will be available.
Cool, so that's the bug. What are we recommending that people do?
Well, the good news is that Apple, when they found out how serious this was, basically pulled the plug on the group FaceTime feature in their own infrastructure, on their own servers. So as far as I know, the whole group FaceTime chat, the thing that allows you to invite this mythical third person that triggers the bug, that doesn't work. So you can call people, but you can't have a group call, and in theory, as I understand it, that means this bug can never be triggered. So in theory, it's safe to use FaceTime still. However, our recommendation, if you're worried, go to Settings, FaceTime, there's a slider there, slide it to the left, and what that says is FaceTime's off. So you'll have to live without FaceTime for a few days. When Apple do the patch, publish the upgrade, and you've installed it, then turn it back on, because obviously if the app isn't running, if the app isn't listening in the first place, then it doesn't matter what Apple has or hasn't done on its servers. It means that this bug, it can't be triggered if the bug's not there to be triggered in the first place.
So you would still recommend that people turn it off entirely, even though Apple are working on it currently? Hi Andy.
Hi Andy. Yeah, if you can live without FaceTime, then why not turn it off? It's only for a few days. Maybe use a regular telephone in the interim in order to chat to people. Like I said before, Apple thinks that it has neutralized the bug by changing the way the service operates, but good cybersecurity says that reducing what's called your attack surface area by not running programs that you know are buggy or that you don't need is the very best way to do it. So yeah, we're recommending people turn it on. We're not saying you have to do it, but if you can live without FaceTime, in my opinion, that's the best way to go.
Okay, cool. So we had this comment on your article from someone who put themselves as Enigma. They say, great post, have advised family members to turn off FaceTime app. They're not tech savvy but love their apps and smart devices, including Alexa. Personally, it's a little unsettling knowing there's some device in the house always listening. What do you say to that?
Well, the bit where it says great post, I say love your work. I was listening after you said that. Yeah, this is actually a very interesting question, because obviously this is a bug in FaceTime that wasn't supposed to be there. I presume it's an aspect of the program that somehow never got tested. Hey, we're doing a group call, let's try inviting ourselves. Maybe that just never happened, so Apple never realized that this bug existed in the first place. So that's not supposed to happen, and it can be fixed. But it does raise that question, what about all the other apps on our phone? What about other types of phone? And what about other devices that work by listening all the time? So if you're thinking of things like Alexa and Echo, or Google Home, or Microsoft's Cortana, or Apple's Siri, basically those on a phone, the way they're supposed to work, because your phone doesn't have much computing power, they don't know when you're going to say, okay Google, or hello Alexa, so they have to be listening all the time in order to be able to wake up when they're needed, and they don't have enough computing power to do all the speech recognition and the speech processing and the internet lookup themselves. So they take what you've said, upload it into a server in the cloud, or the servers in the cloud, and that's where the work is done. So if you do find it creepy having something like an Alexa in your house, it's important that you remember how it works. It's listening all the time, because if it doesn't, it can't give the service that you bought it for. And it must upload your stuff to the cloud to be able to do the voice recognition and the internet lookup that you're expecting. So if that does creep you out, if you don't like that, and that's how the system works, then kind of you have to decide, do I want one of these devices in my home or not? The good news is that most devices still have a power switch. So what you can do, if you love your Alexa but you think you don't want it on all the time, why not give yourself a couple of hours every evening when the family's sitting in the living room, or an hour in the morning when you want just bustling around and you want to ask about news and stuff. Turn the device on and use it during that period. It's not compulsory to leave it on and active all the time. So you can sort of have your cake and eat it. That's my recommendation.
Perfect. Thanks so much for your advice, Duck. And if you're watching along at a later date and you do have questions, then comment below and we'll try and get back to you. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Until next time,
bye.
Stay secure.